Hello, my artist friends. Welcome to Imagination Draw Along. I'm Aunt Dewey. Thank you for drawing with me today. Today I want to draw a couple of little lambs playing by a stream. There's a saying that goes, "The weather in March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb." And even though my weather is not very lamb-like right now, I thought it would still be nice to draw some happy, peaceful lambs. Lambs are baby sheep. So let's get started by drawing some scenery. The first thing I'm going to draw is a stream on the side of my paper, and I'm going to try to make it winding along so that the lambs have a nice place to drink and play. I'm also going to add some rocks here and there throughout the stream. But in one section, I'm going to draw rocks that look like stepping stones. This way, my lambs, or maybe the shepherd or the farmer, can get across the stream without getting too wet. And I have a few colors with me today, so I'll add some blue to the water. If you don't have extra colors, if the guards took them, don't worry. Use your imagination to fill in these colors, and I promise your imagination is strong enough to draw along with us. Now that I have my stream, and I've added a little bit of blue to that water, I'll draw my lambs in the pasture. My first lamb will be a true little baby lamb. So I'll start with her little head, which is not quite round, not quite oval. Lambs have faces almost the same shape as a horse, but much smaller. And she'll have two eyes, which I'll draw towards the sides of her face. Her eyes are pretty far apart. Next, I'm going to draw her smiling. She can't help it. She loves the springtime. And next, I'll add her ears, which are a little bit long and pointy, and they point sideways from her head rather than straight up and down. So they almost look like bunny ears, but flopped over to the side. So I'm drawing her ears the shape of ovals with little points at the end on both sides of her head. And now a little neck. And when I draw her body, I'm gonna give her lots of fluffy wool, so she looks just like a cloud. Even her legs are woolly. So her body is just a big, fluffy, oval-shaped lump of wool. When the weather gets warmer in this picture, the shepherd or the farmer will come out and shave all her wool so she can be cooled down for the summer. And then the farmer can sell her wool, which can be used for yarn to make very warm sweaters. The next detail I'm going to add to this lamb is a little bell around her neck. So I'll draw a little ribbon around her neck in any color, and then a little bell under her chin. The way I drew her face, I can tell that this little lamb is very mischievous, or mischievous. However you say it, it means she likes getting into mischief. I think lambs and artists might have a lot in common. We get into mischief too, don't we? Well, if she's gonna be getting into mischief, we better draw a brother for her so he can join her. So I'm gonna follow the same pattern, and it can be up to you how big this lamb is. That's your artist's choice. And I'm gonna draw a similar shaped head to the smaller little girl lamb. A little bit oval, a little bit shaped like a horse's head. And 2 eyes towards the outside of his face. Once again, I'm drawing a smiling lamb, but it's up to you ultimately how your lambs are feeling. As always, there's no wrong way to do art. And I've got those 2 ears pointed at the sides, like ovals that end in a point. And now I get to add all this fluffy wool just like a cloud again. I hope my lambs don't float away. I'll draw another bell on this lamb. I don't think he's going to float away, but I can tell he wants to frolic through this field, and the bell will help the farmer track him down by sound. Speaking of our field, let's add some details that show lots of green grass that the lambs and sheep can eat. I'll also add a couple of simple flowers so that the lambs can have a little treat. If you have the colored green, you might just scribble some grass here and there. But if you're working with only a pencil or just your imagination, I like to draw little sprouts of grass in a cluster here and there, almost like weeds that are growing out of control. And I'll give you a moment to make this pasture very springy. And when we're done with that, we're going to build a little fence. While you're perfecting your field, I'd like to turn to any adult in the room and say thank you very much for pushing play on this show. I'm really glad you're here. If you like this show, be sure to either tell a friend about it or subscribe or leave a rating and review. It helps the show to get found by other people. You can find other ways to support the show by going to imaginationdrawalong.com. And if your artist would like their work on the website, you can submit it. Artists, how's your field looking? Will your lambs be happy frolicking here? I realized maybe we should build a little fence in the background to keep them from wandering too far. So I'm gonna start by drawing some fence posts. That's the part that goes up and down, vertically like a flower stem. And I'll just draw about 4 of those, and then I'll draw some wood connecting each post. So 2 pieces of wood, I think, in between each post. And hopefully the lambs can't go over it, or under it, or through it. Although, they might use those stepping stones to take a walk. In the beginning, I mentioned the phrase that March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. That's an expression that means perhaps the weather will be more peaceful at the end of March because it's springtime. And so, since we're talking about peaceful weather, I'm going to draw a big sunshine up in the top corner of my paper. The weather might not be sunny where you are, but I do hope the sun comes out for you. So I'm just adding a couple rays to my sunshine. if you want to add a cloud in the sky, that is totally your artist's choice. Take as much time as you need to finish up your picture. Add any details that you might like. You could even add more lambs or some adult sheep. I think it's fun to draw lots and lots of sheep or lots and lots of one thing in a picture because you might notice yourself getting better and better at drawing that thing as you go. It's kind of a cool thing that happens. Or you might start drawing a sheep one way and shift to drawing it differently, and you might discover all kinds of different ways to draw the same thing. Super cool art trick. When you're all done, make sure you write your name on the bottom corner of your paper, or your best first initial, or any scribble that reminds you that this is your artwork and you're proud that you took the time to draw it. Until we draw together next time, I have 3 things your imagination can wonder about. 1. How do lion weather or lamb weather feel? 2. What do you think lambs and sheep smell like? 3. If the lambs in your picture go across the stepping stones, what will they find on the other side? Thank you for drawing with me today. I hope we draw together again soon.